Let's go down to Michigan and talk to Sandra. Sandra, thanks for calling and thanks for holding. Get it off your chest.
Hi, Jesse. Gosh, there's so much going on this morning.
I know. It's something else, huh?
I don't know whether to go with the political issues or the social issues. But I guess I'm going to choose the social issues and talk about men and women and marriage and anger of women. And I think, in the 60s and 70s, we had such a huge social revolution that it changed the roles of men and women.
Yes.
And, we had come to San Francisco, wear flowers in your hair. We had drugs. We had free sex. We had sex, drugs, rock and roll. You had Timothy Leary.
Yep.
And all of that took a huge change in society. We had women burning their bras because they wanted equal pay for equal labor. And that began the splintering of the family.
Yes, ma'am.
That began sexually transmitted diseases. That began casual sex. And to even now, we just call it hooking up.
Yeah.
Nobody even thinks anything. So when those things change, they have an effect on society. Men and women, they don't know how to have a marriage anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why you have 50% of marriages, even Christian marriages, that are failing. And people take this attitude. They go, well, we're going to live together first to see, if we get a lot of works out, and then we're going to get married. And then they do. They live together for a couple of years or whatever. They get married. A couple of years later, they're in a divorce.
Yep.
And it's because they don't know the roles of a woman, they don't know the roles of a man, and they can't handle the responsibilities of marriage.
Also, when you live together prior to marriage, you're living in hell. And so if you do end up getting married, you're marrying while living in hell, and that's not going to work for you. That's why God said for us to wait and get married and then live together, then have sex, because that way you have a better chance of overcoming. But most of these marriages are created in hell, and it would never work.
And that's true. And they're not experiencing any responsibilities. All they're experiencing is the excitement of sex.
Yes.
And no responsibility.
You know what else, Sandra? Sandra, another mistake that women made, especially these liberal women, they'll pass it on to the Christian women as well, not all, of course, is that women want to be able to have free sex. They want to have it whenever they want to, with whomever they want to, as many as they want. And they want to do it because they think men who are like that are free. They see men doing it, and so if men can do it, why can't they do it? But what they don't realize, men who are having sex out of wedlock are not happy men. They are miserable. They are unhappy. They are looking for something that was lost within themselves, and they think that they're finding it through sex. Those men who are having sex like that are no good. But blind women think that these men are free, and they're trying to act like what they think men are acting like, and they end up looking like whores, and nobody want to marry them. They don't realize these men are not free when they have all this sex out of wedlock.
Right, and they're very sexually oriented, and they're very sexually driven, and they really don't know how to honor or love a woman.
That's right.
And so when they do get married, that gets carried on into the relationship. And then when these people, they have extra, now they buy a house, so they got that financial responsibility. Then they have children, and they have to bring that stress into the relationship.
Yep.
Then they have extra responsibilities of them both working and trying to handle all this. And so then they have arguments, and they go, well, we just argue and we're not happy, so we're going to get a divorce.
Yep.
So they don't understand commitment and the devotion of marriage, and that it's a circle with neither a beginning nor an ending. It's love and commitment to each other.
I love that.
And it's a commitment to each other, never to be unbroken and never ending through all your days, no matter what the trouble is.
And I tell women, not all the time, but in most cases, but not all, they're always exception to the rule. If a man should have sex with you before marriage, he's going to cheat on you after marriage because he has no control. Because if a man really respected a woman and loved her the way that God would want, the way God loved us as men, They would not have sex with a woman before marriage. They would wait and do it the right way. But if they have sex with a woman before marriage, it's not about love. It's about ego. It's about themselves, and they will cheat on their wives.
But see, men don't have any understanding of that because socially we've been so removed from those biblical teachings, and we're we feel we're very progressive, and we're very liberal. But unfortunately, it's kind of become our downfall because you can see it in the evidence of the failure of marriage.
Because it's immoral and it goes against what God has ordained things to be, the way He has ordained life to work. And when you deviate from that, coming up with your own ideas, playing God, life will never work for you or your children.
And men don't understand that that the woman was taken from man, not to be lorded over from him or to be trampled upon him by his feet, but to be by her side, to protect her and love her and to be next to her heart. And the woman is to respect him and to love him and to cherish him. And when men can truly love a woman and give her a sense of protection, she will respect him, and men need respect.
Yeah, women are subject. Women are subject to men who love what's right. They can't help it. And men are supposed to love women the way Christ loved the man. One thing I like about and I appreciate about Christ, He's patient. He loves us. He guides us. He instructs us as men. And that's how we're supposed to treat our wives and women in general, is to treat them, be honest with them, be patient with them, direct them and guide them in the right way to go, not use them for their own ego need, not be weak with them. Or you want to treat women the way Christ has treated us, our brother treats us.
Well, if men can love and cherish women appropriately, the more they do that, the more she'll respect him.
Yes.
And the more respect he gets, the more harmony and success that marriage will be.
Sandra, bless you. You're a good woman. I appreciate your call. Excellent call.
Thank you, Jesse. Have a good day.
You too now.
Bye.
Bye. We're coming straight back to the phones. 888-77-JESSE.
I said you're everything I ever hoped for in a woman. And as long as I may live, oh, you're my darling.